Everything is about to change at Heartland. The peaceful days you remember? Gone. In their place comes a storm of emotions, long-held secrets, and dramatic choices that will leave even the strongest hearts shaken. Season 19 doesn't just pick up where it left off, it rewrites the very path these beloved characters thought they were following. And if you think you know what's coming, think again. Season 19 wastes no time in letting fans know that this chapter of Heartland is different, bolder, deeper, and more emotionally intense. From the very beginning, we're invited to feel every heartbeat, every hesitation, every unspoken word between characters who've already lived through so much. But what makes the season stand out is the way it doesn't rely on loud twists or rushed surprises. Instead, it digs beneath the surface, pulling out the hidden struggles each character has been quietly carrying. At the center, as always, is Amy Fleming. But this isn't the same Amy we've seen before. Her strength now wears softer edges, her resilience shaped by years of love, loss, and motherhood. With Ty gone, she's no longer searching for a way to move on, she's trying to understand what moving forward really means. Season 19 explores her emotional layers with more honesty than ever. We see her confronting not just Ty's memory, but memories from her own childhood that were never fully healed. The grief isn't just about Ty anymore, it's about what she's had to become since he left. And then comes the unexpected pull of something new. Not just romance, but a chance to open her heart again. Whether she's ready or not becomes a question that follows her throughout the early episodes. The writers don't rush her healing. Instead, they let us sit in the silence with Amy, the quiet moments where she stares into the distance or hesitates before answering a simple question. It's here, in those pauses, that we feel her conflict the most. But it's not just Amy's story that unfolds with emotional weight. Lou, too, is facing pressure from within and from those around her. Juggling her career and her role as a mother, Lou's storyline this season forces her to ask what truly matters. When past decisions come back to challenge her present, Lou must find a way to reconnect not only with her family but with herself. There are tensions between her and Peter, but they aren't simple arguments. These are rooted in years of unresolved feelings, silent disappointments, and dreams that never found their place. Meanwhile, Jack and Lisa are holding the ranch together, but even their steady hands begin to tremble under the pressure of time, change, and the emotional storms brewing all around. Their love remains strong, but it's tested in quiet ways, moments of doubt, fears about legacy, and questions of what the future holds for Heartland when their roles begin to shift, and just when it feels like things might settle, a new ranch hand arrives, young, ambitious, and carrying a heavy secret. Their presence sparks immediate interest and quiet suspicion. Who they really are, and why they've come to Heartland, becomes a puzzle no one can quite solve. But one thing is clear: their story is going to shake things up. As the season starts to unfold, it becomes clear that the emotional tone is more grounded, more raw. These aren't just characters reacting to events they're finally facing, the things they've buried for years. And that makes everything feel more real, more painful, and more powerful. Let me know when you're ready for Section 2, which will continue the emotional build-up, explore deeper spoilers, and introduce key turning points that shape the rest of Season 19. As the days pass at Heartland, the emotional tension quietly builds, like a storm gathering on the horizon. It's not just about big drama this season, it's about the slow, deep unraveling of truths that have been hiding in plain sight. Every character is walking a fine line between the past they've known and the future they fear. And just when you think you understand where things are headed, the ground shifts. One of the biggest surprises comes from Georgie. After seasons of absence, her return is anything but simple. She doesn't just walk back into the family like no time has passed. Instead, she brings with her a complicated emotional weight. Her dreams of Olympic glory have changed her, and not all in good ways. She's more guarded now, more uncertain of who she is beyond her ambitions. As she reconnects with Lou, Amy, and Jack, there are moments where it feels like she's a stranger trying to find her place again in a home that hasn't stood still. While she was gone, her return forces everyone to look at their own choices, especially Amy, who begins to question whether she, too, has been hiding behind routines just to avoid real healing. Georgie's emotional journey also reveals new cracks in the family dynamic. There are unspoken resentments, quiet disappointments, and lingering questions about what was said or left unsaid before she left. But Georgie isn't the only one whose return changes the balance. Tim, as always, brings with him a mix of tough love and deep emotional complexity. This time, however, he finds himself more vulnerable than ever before. A health scare or possibly something even more serious puts him face to face with his own fears. The bravado starts to crack, revealing a man who's scared of being forgotten, scared of not having made peace with his children, and most of all, scared of being alone. His attempts to reconnect with Amy, Lou, and even Caleb show a side of him we rarely see. A man looking for redemption, not control. It's uncomfortable at first, because the wounds between Tim and his family haven't fully healed. But that discomfort leads to some of the most powerful scenes of the season: quiet, raw, and deeply human moments where past pain is finally confronted. And then, there's a new ranch hand whose story begins to unfold in ways no one expected. Their presence isn't just a side plot, it becomes a mirror for the entire Fleming Bartlett family. As their true identity and hidden past come to light, old secrets tied to the ranch itself resurface. What they reveal could change how the family sees not just the newcomer, but each other. This twist doesn't feel forced or dramatic just for the sake of it. Instead, it ties directly into the emotional roots of the show, the idea that family isn't just about blood, but about trust, honesty, and the courage to face the truth. And that courage is tested across the board. By the middle of the season, Heartland becomes a pressure cooker of emotions. Old conflicts between Lou and Amy come bubbling back up, things they never truly dealt with since Ty's passing. Jack finds himself making difficult decisions about the ranch's future. Lisa struggles with feeling left out of decisions that affect her home and her relationship. Caleb faces fatherhood in a new light, unsure if he's ready for the weight of it all. And in the middle of it all, Amy must make a choice that could either open her heart to love again or close it off forever. But even in these heavy moments, Season 19 never loses its soul. The storytelling remains grounded in hope, the belief that even after the hardest storms, healing is still possible. That even when love feels lost, it can return in new and unexpected ways. And that family, no matter how complicated, always finds a way to come back together. In the end, this first look at Heartland Season 19 is a reminder that true drama doesn't come from explosions or chaos, it comes from emotion. From characters we've grown up with facing their truths, making difficult choices, and choosing love, even when it hurts. This season promises to be one of the most powerful chapters yet, not because of what happens, but because of how deeply it makes us feel. And that's why fans won't want to miss a single moment.